Welcome to Pristina, the capital of this beautiful republic. I'm here now on this wonderful morning, walking to meet a friend and also saying goodbye to Kosovo because I continue to Albania, and just to honor the great hero Skanderbeg and his beautiful helmet and sword, and remind, first of all, there are still a lot of people lost from the war. Let's never forget the heroes of the past. Let's also call for Skanderbeg to be returned also to Kosovo once. That would be very good, Austria. And here we see the government building, and again I call for the following. We have to now get serious with the recognition of the remaining rejectionists from the European Union, otherwise to defund all the countries which are not in solidarity with Ukraine, first of all, and of course that's very important, and also with Kosovo. We have made no progress on recognitions during the war, and this is now the most malleable times because we have really all these developments. Sweden, Finland are in NATO almost, and Kosovo and Bosnia not. And on the recognitions, we have achieved not a single recognition. I mean, I don't know what the Western leaders are doing during their daytime, but it is a little bit questionable what our foreign policy elite is doing. Now they have the other summit. We have not achieved anything in terms of the EU debt deal. We didn't offer Ukraine or any other country our currency. Just the Croatian thing is really old news now. The EU is celebrating every step of the Eurozone introduction of Croatia as the biggest news in history. And where is the euro for Ukraine based on the Kosovo model? Where is all this? It's not happening. The recognition, nothing. The dialogue, nothing. Appeasement of Serbia continues. So I ask myself, honestly, where is the progress? Where are the results? The government here is working well, but the dialogue is something for the mute deaf. One side is talking, the other one is rejecting. That's even the term dialogue is no longer valid in such a condition. And then, where is the big EU debt deal? Where is the euro for Ukraine? Where is the offer for Serbia to have the euro for recognition? Where is the 1.5 trillion debt deal, which we absolutely need? Okay, the dimension may be a bit smaller, but ultimately that's the debt dimension we need. I'm sure about it. If you listen now to the Economist Money Talks, I just shared it. The IMF, the guy, is saying it very clearly. Alone Ukraine will cost minimum $500 billion, and that's just reconstruction without the war cost, without the energy cost, without a lot of other things. And we need also to integrate the Balkans. We need to soften the energy flows in our system, and it's much better to do that together than doing it individually and only Germany alone. Or they do 200 billion for themselves and almost nothing for Ukraine. And then all this anti-Americanism, these rumors, America is benefiting so much, yeah, because they had an energy transition 20 years ago and prepared. They didn't allow the left to kill fracking as an energy source, etc., etc. But still, that's maybe the American economy profiting. But the American state, and that's very important for the politician, is giving much more than the Europeans, about twice as much. And I ask myself, look, anti-Americanism is nice and good, but in reality we are absolutely dependent on America. As I said in many of my press conferences in German and in English recently. And I explained it, I think, in great detail. And I wonder what's so complicated. That's the euro, that's the debts, and of course the tanks. Still no decision for the tanks. So on the overall picture, when you see, of course, Ukraine is now liberating Kherson, thanks America and thanks Ukraine. But the EU is very much failing. And we had a good phase. It always goes in waves. Huh? Look, it's very nice here. Raiffeisen leaving. That's the UGK street. Very good. And then we had a kind of a stream in July. And that was very good. And then podcasting. And then we had mid of July still the aftermath of this courageous things with Ukraine EU candidate status. That was in with Macedonia, Albania. And since then, the last 3 months, middle of August, middle September, middle of October, 3 months now, we have done utterly nothing. The Ukrainians are fighting the counter-offensive, and the Europeans are not providing the money, are not providing the tanks, are not stabilizing the economy by having a Euro pack. You know, I really don't know what's happening. Are you guys sleeping? We have also not really had any progress here in Kosovo. No single recognition, no EU candidate status, not even visa. I mean, you're neglecting the periphery, or you're punishing your friends, you are treating your enemies nicely out of appeasement. It's utter disgrace. I call the EU to change its policy and come to reason and do the debt deal. Of course, 1.5 trillion EU common funded. Of course, the euro for Ukraine. Of course, the tanks for Ukraine. Of course, Kosovo recognition. Absolutely, all the countries in the EU who are depending on the EU and our accession countries to recognize Kosovo immediately. Spain to Ukraine, Slovakia to Cyprus, everybody. And of course EU candidate status for Bosnia, Georgia and for Kosovo. It makes anyhow not so big difference anymore, potential or EU candidate status. Postponing Bosnia, delaying Georgia and waiting for better times in Kosovo. Absolutely disgraceful. Yeah, I think you get the message. I have now my meeting. I give you more news to come from Pax Europiana, from Albania and Montenegro in the coming day. Thanks a lot. All the best. Bye.